good to see you. You look great. You look very well.
Thank you. It's almost more affecting. I wonder if other fans feel the same today than yesterday. Yesterday, it was too much about sort of relief and confusing bliss. Today, the sentiment is able to kick in, and the real meaning, the gathering of facts, the beauty, what an achievement it is for David Moyes. What I feel like it's a final purge from what he went through at United and Real Sociedad and Sunderland, and even, let's face it, the ire of West Ham fans because of the style of play at points and, earlier in the season and stuff. I feel like in a sense, it's given him his rightful place in the pantheon.
I'd agree with that completely. I loved the moment last night, Russell, when his dad in his 80s is there and Moyes put the medal over his old dad's shoulders and they celebrated together. It's a great moment in time for David Moyes, who's put a lot into management. Over a long period of time.
Isn't this why we all love football in the end? Because it provides the framing for moments like that. In the end, it becomes about fathers and sons, or fathers and their daughters, or relationships between peers and friends. That there's a moment of such beauty seeing Declan there with his, I presume it's like a nephew or something, in that like beautiful moment. And what about, like, did you hear in separate interviews, David Moyes went that when Jared got the ball off Paqueta, the assist for the now fated and famous goal, that both Declan Rice and David Moyes in their apparently independent worlds both went, it's him, go on, it's your moment.
Connected.
I'm glad you said it, Simon. Perhaps all things are connected. Perhaps there are deep mysteries. Perhaps there is a ceremony, because I know you've called it the Papa John's and the Tin Pot Paint Trophy.
Oh, he's called it everything,
and
Russell.
all of that.
He's having to eat his words this morning.
But somehow,
Like a vase. I thought they were going to put some chrysanthemums in it.
Simon Jordan would eat his words more often, but he's always bloody talking, isn't he? He never gets a chance. The chompers are always
Hang
going.
on a second, I'm looking for a pot. It's run off with the kettle.
Russell, in all seriousness, this is a club you love.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you feel last night when the final whistle blew and the celebrations began?
Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit difficult to calibrate, to absorb it. I was there with my dad, Ron Brand. I was there with all my mates that are West Ham fans and a few other assorted miscellaneous.
A natural home for West Ham
Let's
fans.
not make it about class, Simon. Let's not make it about class, so we can talk about the movement that underscores football and
All
what it
those
means
West
to
Ham fans
community.
hanging around in Marlow.
Listen, if you can have the Cockney Reds up in Manchester,
right,
surely I
I'll
can
keep
go
a
from
track on where you
one
are.
end of the River Thames to the other after a lifetime's work from Grays to Marlow.
There you go,
And my dad broke his ribs. In fact, I don't know, it might be worse than that. He's not answered his phone this morning, but certainly
He broke his ribs last night?
Celebrating. Yeah.
No, by running into what or whom?
He leapt up. Obviously, as you can see from me, I'm a strapping man. When I embrace someone, that's it. You may very well lose some skeletal infrastructure. No, I think he got knocked into a pew. Like as in have a pew, sit down. Like there was a repurposed pew. And I think Ronnie Brands took one on the ribs from it. I hope he's okay. If you're listening,
Ronnie.
Dad, I hope you're well. Answer the phone.
Ronnie, we hope you're well. It was a great moment, and it's a great moment for David Moyes, as you rightly say. David Sullivan was speaking earlier on to us this morning, Russell, on Declan Rice, who of course was extremely emotional at the end of the game. What now for Declan? Because it would appear so many clubs want him. This was Sullivan.
We promised him he could go. He set his heart on going. You can't ask for a man who's committed more to us this season. And in due course, I think he has to go, and we have to get a replacement, or several replacements. It's not something we want to happen. We offered him $200,000 a week 18 months ago. He turned it down. It's cost him £10 million to stay with West Ham for that period of time and lost wages. And he wants to go. And you can't keep a player who doesn't want to be there.
I mean, that's true, isn't it, Russell?
David Sullivan's almost too candid, isn't it? Because he's actually naming a figure.
He turned down $200,000. He wants to go. You can't keep a player that doesn't want to be here. Meanwhile, Declan Rice has said before the game, my heart is West Ham. I love the place. I don't want to talk about anything else. But good old David comes riding over the hills and makes sure that everyone understands the position.
So who's speaking the truth?
He said
Russell?
listen, again, like I was saying before, it brings out, I think that what's beautiful about the ceremony around football, like a tournament such as this, even if it's a made-up one, it don't feel like that in the heart, it don't feel like that in the belly. And it brings forth moments like David Moyes giving a medal to his dad. It brings forth moments like Declan Rice saying, I've got 2 years on my contract, I want to stay here. That's what Declan Rice is saying. And there's something about that that man, that young man, he looks to me like he's got integrity. It's more than football. It's the character of Declan Rice important. Like, if I feel like most West Ham fans, no one's going to begrudge him a move if that's what he wants. But it's odd that he's being so pellucid, transparent, clear and open when talking. He doesn't sound like someone who's angling for a way out of there. Then David Sullivan coming on without his Russian hat for a change. Amazing whistle.
Cossack gear.
What was he wearing? He was wearing velvet. I think he was wearing velvet in Prague. Velvet Revolution. That's where it happened. So that's maybe what it was about.
Certainly was extremely candid about that. We would say that. Are you prepared for West Ham going into next season without Declan, though? Because that's what it's looking like. From what you heard from Sullivan there, that's what it's looking like. If they get the right money, and we heard weeks ago, Simon, the money would be 120 million plus add-ons. Well, if they get as near as damn it to that, Russell, do you give it thumbs up and adios, Declan?
I don't have any choice in the matter.
True.
But it's about Harvey Barnes, James Ward-Prowse. Like, there's some interesting business to be done. Do you think West Ham will get either of them? Is that possible? And I know they're not like for like, but like Paqueta's got a lot more lively in like recent months, and that's sort of reassuring.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact of the matter is, West Ham this morning, Russell, and what they achieved last night has got everyone talking.
The truth is that a night like last night reveals that we're talking about more than football when we're talking about football. We're talking about deep connection, community, meaning, a shared experience together. Whether you're an Arsenal fan, Tottenham fan, Nottingham Forest fan, whoever you support, your club means something to you. It inhabits your heart.
I imagine all those fans were sharing those achievements. They're all sitting
all of
there
those
going,
Spurs fans,
we feel the wall.
Millwall fans.
We feel the wall.
What I'm saying is beyond it. Look, what I think is one of the things that's beautiful is it provides a convivial environment for tribal competition. It doesn't have to be about loathing and hatred. I would say Declan Rice brings more than 125 million to West Ham because, like Mark Noble before him and some of the players that he's now listed alongside, like Billy Bonds and Bobby Moore, God rest his eternal soul, like, he represents something that's very, very powerful. Some things are more important than money.
Russell, we love having you here at the best of times, but no better time than this morning after they did what they did last night.
I met Julian Dix in the corridor. What is this place?
I know. We'll get a smile out of Simon yet. I see one there.
He's smiling.
One there, Russell.
It's coquettish, but it's a smile nevertheless from Jordan.
Russell Brand is with us live on talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.